In a prosperous kingdom surrounded by towering mountains and lush green valleys, there lived a young princess named Elara. She was the epitome of beauty, with cascading golden hair, eyes as bright as the morning sky, and a voice that could rival a lark's song. The people of the kingdom adored her from afar, calling her the radiant jewel of Aveloria. But despite her enchanting appearance, Elara had a secret, a curse so humiliating that she lived in constant fear of being discovered. Elara had an unbearable body odor, a stench so foul it could make the bravest knight faint. The curse began on her 16th birthday, the day she accidentally broke a magical vial hidden in the royal treasury. The vial, she later learned, belonged to an ancient enchantress who had cursed her family long ago. While her outward beauty remained untouched, the curse turned her sweet scent into something dreadful whenever she felt nervous or embarrassed. Her parents, King Alden and Queen Serafina, were desperate to help their daughter. They called upon the finest perfumers, healers, and magicians, but nothing worked. Elara, mortified by her condition, withdrew from court life and spent most of her time in the royal gardens, where the scent of flowers masked her own. One day, word spread that Prince Orion, a renowned warrior from the neighboring kingdom of Eldoria, was visiting Aveloria. The court buzzed with excitement, for Orion was not only a skilled fighter but also a noble soul with a kind heart. Despite her fears, Elara was required to attend the royal banquet held in his honor. Dressed in an exquisite gown of blue and silver, Elara made her way to the banquet hall. She stayed close to the walls, avoiding close contact with anyone. As the evening progressed, Orion noticed her solitude and approached her. "Princess Elara," he said with a charming smile, "why do you hide in the shadows when the stars should be center stage?" Elara blushed, her nervousness triggering the curse. She quickly excused herself, leaving Orion puzzled but intrigued. Determined to know her better, he sought her out the next day in the gardens. Over time, Elara and Orion grew close. They shared stories of their childhoods, dreams, and fears. Orion was captivated by her intelligence and gentle spirit, while Elara felt a rare sense of comfort in his presence. Yet, she avoided getting too close, terrified that he might discover her secret. One afternoon, as they walked through the gardens, a sudden gust of wind carried a faint whiff of the curse. Orion wrinkled his nose but said nothing. Elara froze, her face pale. "I know what you're thinking," she said, her voice trembling. "I have a condition. It's why I keep my distance." "Everyone has flaws, princess," Orion replied gently. "What matters is how we choose to face them." His words gave her courage, and she confessed everything. To her surprise, Orion did not recoil. Instead, he vowed to help her find a way to break the curse. Guided by ancient texts in the royal library, they discovered that only the enchantress who cast the original curse could lift it. The enchantress lived in a forbidden forest, a place of treacherous paths and magical creatures. Despite the dangers, Orion insisted on accompanying Elara. The journey was perilous. They encountered a raging river, where Orion saved Elara from being swept away. They battled a pack of shadow wolves, where Elara's quick thinking saved Orion. With every challenge, their bond deepened, and Elara began to believe she was more than her curse. At last, they reached the heart of the forest, where the enchantress awaited them. She was an ethereal figure, with silver hair and eyes that seemed to see into one's soul. "Why should I undo what was rightfully cast?" the enchantress asked, her voice echoing like the wind. Elara stepped forward, her voice steady. "Because I have learned humility, patience, and strength. My curse has taught me compassion for others' struggles. I seek your mercy not for vanity, but for the chance to use my life for good." Moved by her sincerity, the enchantress agreed, but only on one condition: Elara must retrieve a single, glowing petal from the bloom of truth, a flower guarded by a ferocious dragon deep within the forest. Elara and Orion ventured to the dragon's lair, where they faced their greatest challenge yet. The dragon was massive, with scales like molten lava and eyes that glowed with fury. Rather than fighting, Elara chose to appeal to its heart. "Great guardian," she said, bowing low, "I seek not to steal, but to heal. Grant me the petal so that I may become the person I was meant to be." The dragon, recognizing her courage and purity of heart, allowed her to pluck the petal. With it in hand, they returned to the enchantress, who lifted the curse. Ilara's scent returned to its natural sweetness, but the experience changed her forever. She became a more compassionate and wise leader, known for her kindness and humility. Orion, who had fallen deeply in love with her, asked for her hand in marriage, and their union brought peace and prosperity to both kingdoms. The people of Aveloria no longer spoke of her beauty alone but of her strength, courage, and heart. Ilara's journey taught them all that true worth lies not in appearances, but in the character we build through life's trials.